Dear viewers, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENOTV. I know many people have been wondering why I keep referring to MUTAHI NGUNYI's tweets, but the main reason is because most of the time I find this tweet relevant to the ongoing political stories. So even for this case of whereby I begin to think that William Samoei Ruto is making a terrible mistake by constantly undoing some of those projects which are deemed as Uhuru or Raila Kibaki projects. Some of these things might backfire on him, like like for the case of Kazim Mtani. Kazim Mtani was first introduced during the Kibaki and Raila coalition government era. So the main aim was to keep the youths and the less privileged in the society to be busy by introducing small jobs that they will use to earn a small living. So what we've seen lately is Kenya Kwanza, struggling, or the Kenya cover government struggling or hell bent on undoing all the former regimes projects, especially the ones introduced by Uhuru and Raila. So this is likely to cause a strong rebellion, and like it was said during one of those prophecies previously, the prophecies that I analyzed, the prophecy of Reverend Ezekiel. So it's for that reason that I again stumbled on a tweet that MUTAHI NGUNYI posted, and this tweet is in specific reference to that case scenario of William Samoei Ruto undoing those major projects that are considered projects Uhuru. So now, MUTAHI NGUNYI said, and this is like an open letter. So, dear Ruto, take time to study why Uhuru introduced subsidies on unga and fuel, and why he used Kazim Mtani to protect the poor. Populism and showbiz will hurt you. Uhuru and the elite are not your enemies. The people will become your enemies. Advice from a friend. That is MUTAHI NGUNYI kind of open letter to William Samoei Ruto. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and the elites are not your enemy. The people will be your enemy. I know of 10 households or 10 families that have benefited from the Kazi Mtaani project from the time the initiative was brought into the society. These people or families are now rendered jobless because the Kenya Kwanza government decided to abolish the Kazi Mtaani project. So that means the close to 10 or more families will now not be able to afford their daily meals. So MUTAHI NGUNYI tells Ruto not to revenge by stopping some projects because he is likely to hurt the people and not Uhuru and the elite. By the way, the people who are suffering at the moment are not Uhuru and the elite. The elite can afford their daily meals. The elites have invested immensely, and that they are not affected by this, sudden skyrocketing of prices. They can always take care of their bills. The elite can travel at any time they wish. The elites can import cars whenever they wish. The elites can travel abroad whenever they wish. But the poor cannot afford those basic rights. So thousands of people benefited from the Kazi Mtaani, and the mere fact that the President of the Republic of Kenya has abolished that project is a major blow to the people of the Republic of Kenya. Now, if you look at the ratio of the poor to the rich, then you realize that the Republic of Kenya is composed of a bigger percentage of the people living below the poverty line, living below $1. So if a mere dollar now retails, that if a dollar is at 120, and then the price of unga is around 200, 250, then what kind of message is the government sending to these people? Simple. The government is trying to tell the people that you can be angry for almost 1 year until we get our unga, until we get our maize, maize to the millers. Subsidies used to benefit the Kenyans, especially those of lower class, the ones that are considered poor, can't afford, 2 to 3 meals in a day. Those are the people who are likely to benefit, from the subsidies of unga and fuel. Now, it is subtle separation, by the way, to the poor. And fuel has made has made some of the cost of processing commodities as unbearable. And that cost is spread to the common mwananchi. The people we regard as the lower class are the ones who are bearing this cost. Because, the manufacturers are not the poor people. The people who work in those factories are the poor people, most of them. But the people of the middle class and the rich class are the people who invest in those factories. Now, if the government decides to increase the cost of fuel, what happens is that these people will increase the products, the price of the products that they produce from the factories. And if they increase the prices, and the common mwananchi are the ones who are going to bear the cost. And it's for that reason that we find that the people who are suffering the most are the common mwananchi. It is for that reason that MUTAHI NGUNYI keeps reminding Wiliam Ruto that this is a free advice from a friend. Please don't revenge, because by revenging you are affecting the common mwananchi. You're not affecting Uhuru and the elite. Uhuru and the elite are protected by the government. They are on the pension scheme. They've invested heavily, so they are not affected. When prices of fuel skyrocket, the people who are going to be affected are not Uhuru and the elite. They are the common mwananchi who are going to bear this cost. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, do you think MUTAHI NGUNYI's advice is right? The advice is actually in the right place? Kindly share what you think about that. And while I'm winding up, please take a moment and subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before. And once again, I'd like to say, stay safe and stay blessed until we meet again for another analysis.